Okay, so what do you have to say to young Nigerian men who are already working? They have well-paying jobs. They're paying their bills. They've moved away from their parents' homes. They bought themselves their first or second cars, and they consider themselves comfortable enough to bring in a woman into their lives. Everyone is expecting them to bring the woman home to get married, to settle down. What do you have to say to this category of men?
So, for the young men who probably have a job, have a car, and living in their own apartment, the pressure is that they should go and get married. That's the kind of things they'll be telling them around here. But my own advice to such people is this: when you are thinking about getting married, you should actually have a holistic appraisal of yourself and ask yourself, are you really ready to get married? And this question is not just about thinking about yourself now. You should be thinking about in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. Are you sure you are ready to take the responsibility of marriage? And this has to speak to, you think you have enough money to take care of yourself. Now you're going to add one person, and in a couple of years, say 5 years, you're having maybe one, having to take care about 3 to 4 people, and that might increase. So, are you sure you can carry all that burden or responsibility? Because marriage is not an easy thing. It's a lot of responsibility for both the man and the woman. So, but you are the head of the family. So you be the breadwinner and all that. Are you sure that your current financial stand, your financial resources will carry all that? So you shouldn't be thinking about, yes, I can take care of myself. I can pay my rent. So I'm ready to take another person. I'm ready to get married. You should actually think holistically, because if you don't, when that responsibility comes, it might actually put you under, and you become, one sorry fellow who is constantly under financial pressure, who is, because that financial pressure will even put a strain in your marriage. But, on the other hand, you can actually, when you do that assessment and you think you're not ready to carry that load, you could actually set goals and say, okay, this is my career goal. In the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, this is where I want to achieve, where I want to be financially. And at the time you meet your goals, and then you're much more prepared to take on the responsibility of marriage. That's speaking to the aspect of financial preparation. The other aspect is actually information and knowledge. For many people, and now this doesn't have much to do with age. If you are thinking of getting married, there's a lot of information you need to have. You need to go learn about marriage. I'm not talking about the counselorship programs that we have in many churches and stuff. I'm talking about self-education. You need to go and read, study, read about marriage, read about the responsibilities in marriage, read about the opposite sex. You're getting married to a woman. Do you understand who a woman is, her makeup, her expectations and all that? If you prepare yourself you arm yourself with all this information, you be more emotionally prepared, prepared for marriage. And all these things will make you have a much more happier, much more stable, much more enjoyable marriage experience. Otherwise, you might get into you might have a very nasty experience, and that's why when people don't get into this thing prepared, that's why we have divorces. That's why we have marriages where there are violence. Men get frustrated because they are not just prepared. and they get in the woman, and get another party frustrated, and in venting frustration, there is friction, and all that escalates from one thing and to another thing, and then that's where you have lots of people, even people who are still married, but are very sad and complain. And I just keep asking myself, why would one, something you do for a lifetime, why would you want to get it wrong? Why don't you get it right the first time? So that's my advice to young men, particularly who are looking to get married, who are under pressure to get married. Don't put yourself under any pressure. Don't let anybody dictate for you. They will not be there when you're you're struggling. They will not be there. So you man up and stand your ground and prepare yourself. And at the right time, when you make that decision, you'll be happier for it. I hear people who want to get married and they are borrowing money to get married. That's a recipe for disaster. If you borrow money for your wedding, who will you borrow money for maternity things when your wife is about to put to bed? If you for some reason have to go through cesarean section, CS, and that's a lot of money. How would you get that money? When your children come out, who pay the school fees? And just a whole lot of things. So we shouldn't, we have a culture of irresponsibility where we go into things blindly and just say it's fate. No, this is 21st century. We should sit down and plan everything. When you're getting married, you plan your marriage life. You plan your marriage union. When you're having a child, you plan do a budget of what it will cost to actually have a child, raise a child, and you make sure you're well prepared for it. That way life will become a lot more predictable and much more stable. Yeah, that's my 2 pence.
Thank you so much. If you've gotten any value from this advice, please, I would need you to share this video so that all the young men in Nigeria can listen to this and save themselves from heartache, future heartaches and shocks and all sorts of things. So thank you. Bye.